So I rarely do this, but I gotta do this movie review. Quite a masterpiece in the making. You have to watch this. If you're a fan of M. Night's movies, I'm talking about 2000 and down, M. Night's movies, right? We're talking about Split. I want to talk about this. It's 15 years of masterpiece in the making. James McAvoy performance in this movie is quite epic. You got to be one hell of an actor to pull this off, but he did. Everybody just knows him as Professor X. But honestly, in this movie, the whole story, what he plays, I don't want to spoil nothing. Go ahead and watch it. If you ever watched M. Night's movies, we're talking about Sixth Sense and a bunch of other movies. Sixth Sense pretty much put him on top of that pedestal, and everybody went crazy and started watching his movies. Some of them were good and some of them were forgettable, but some of them are really memorable. And when I got to the end of this movie, for the first time in 15 years, I got up screaming at the TV screen with my two fingers. I wish I had a camera on. I would have made millions of views on that video. I just got up at the end of this movie because M. Night, throughout his movies, always has a punchline. Like, there's always a twist at the end of the movies. That's when he did the good ones. All the good ones had a good twist at the end. That's the good ones. I can name a couple, but I'm not going to spoil it because officially this one, he never did this before. This one is a sequel to one of his older movies. 15 years in the making pretty much gives you the exact date of that movie release. So after seeing the ending, I went back and watched that movie, and I watched this movie from a different angle. So when you watch it the first time, that's the magic of M. Night when he was like the king of movies back in the days, but he's back on top. I can't wait for part 3. He said he's making part 3 of all these 3 movies. I don't want to spoil it to you. Don't let nobody tell you the story. Don't watch the trailer. No, you're probably not going to see anything in the trailer. You think you're watching this type of movie, but when you get to the end of it, it's like the best twist ever. 15 years in the making punchline. Like, he's always good to get a twist at the end of the story. You're like, oh my God. Well, I was up on my couch and screaming at the TV with my 2 fingers pointed. And I was screaming for the last 2 minutes of the movies. I almost cried. I'm like, wow. Because the part 1 of this was one of my favorite movies of all time. So well told and written and everything. This one is epic on its own. It merges both movies in, so part 3 is going to be epic. He always promised he would do that type of movie. But it took 15 years. M. Night, really? 15 years to make part 2? I don't want to spoil it. Go watch it, enjoy it. I'm not telling anything about the story and everything. It's pretty obvious. I was just looking at the cover and it's pretty obvious once you see the movie at the end. The broken glass on top of the cover pretty much gives it out. It's a part 2 of what? I'm just saying. If you're a fan and you're 36 years old and you watched all his movies, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I didn't say nothing. I want you to have the reaction I had when I got to the end of it. Then when you get to the end of it, you're gonna watch part 1 and you re-watch this one to see all the Easter eggs and everything that's inside here. Especially the end. I'm just saying. So part 3 better be coming less than 15 years. Honestly, 15 years between all 2 movies. He knocked it out of the park. It's a punchline of 15 years in the making. I was really excited. He merged this movie, which is by far my second favorite, with the other one. So, I don't want to spoiler free. Go watch it. Go watch it. James McAvoy's performance, wow. He's by far best movie he did also. Just watching it. It's called Split. So, I don't want to say anything. Just go watch it. I really don't want to tell the story or nothing. It's quite original. It's not a movie that lags and slows down. It starts right off. 2-3 minutes in the movie, it starts. So go ahead and enjoy it. It's rare that I talk about movies on my channel, but the good ones, the masterpiece, and especially that one is the sequel to one of my favorites. You gotta go and watch it. Enjoy this. Please, for the respect of people, don't comment down below what is the sequel of it, to respect the final 2 minutes of this movie. Honestly, please, I beg of you, don't spoil it for anybody.